What's happening, Hoodlum gang? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Hoodie from the Hood, aka your friend from that big old N, and I'm back at y'all. But before we get started, I want y'all to do me a small favor. Man, go ahead and hit that like, go ahead and hit that subscribe if you like it, and if you want to be a part of the Hoodlum gang. Also, go on over to IG and follow me at Hoodie from the Hood. That's DA. Hoodie from the Hood, not the Hood. But I got a story for y'all today. But before I get started with that, I kind of, well, let me just say, this took place in fire camp, as you can see from the title. Now, if you're not familiar with fire camp, I don't know if all states have it. They probably do. But in California, when you go to prison, if you're eligible, like if you don't have no escapes or no extreme violence or more than 5 years, I think 5 years is the cutoff. If you don't have more than 5 years left, you can and you can't have no arson. So some of y'all that used to burn stuff when you was a kid, you grow up, homie, and you can't go to fire camp. But fire camp is pretty much, I mean, exactly what it is. It's a fire camp for inmates. It's not behind the wall, but obviously you still got to conduct yourself like you are. It's still COs there, not as many. And you got the people who work for was it Cal Fire? Yeah, Cal Fire. The firefighter dudes, and they have about 30 of these camps. All over California. I don't know if they've closed any down. Y'all will have to let me know. But I only ended up going to 2 fire camps on that term. The first one, I landed in Miramani. Now, Miramani is like 35-40 minutes outside of Fresno, up in the mountains. Like, it actually could snow up there. And it did snow up there maybe 2 times, if I can recall. But anyways, this was 2014. I was there 13 and half of 14. Then I ended up going to a different fire camp down here in San Diego. But this was 2014. I'm gonna name some of the people that was there because maybe some of them, I know for a fact some of them watch the channel. At least 2 that I know of for sure. But there might be more. And if they don't watch the channel, then maybe they got some homies that'll see this and then show this channel to them, and then they could get in the comments and say what they remember about this particular incident happening. So you had, of course, myself. You had J-Bo from Looters Park. You had, I think, Lil Nomo from Westside Piru, Set Trip from Insane, GB from East Coast 190, Gutter from My Piru, I think J-Rock from, where was J-Rock from? Delman Heights Blood, San Bernardino. What's my man's name from Eastside Crip in Bakersfield? It was 2 of them. I think his name was T or G. It might have been G. Bald dude with a clean beard. Then you had Lil Ant. He looked like Snoop Dogg. You had Johnny D from Skyline. I think Daddy Deuce from the Coast. I don't know if he was there yet. You have my boy Rico, aka Freako. He watched the channel. You have my boy Face from Exotic Family, Crip in Long Beach. If I'm not mistaken, he might be Lil Face. I think his older brother might be Face. But his name is John. You have my boy Dreamer from Florencia, Malditos. You had Trips from 18, Rancho Park. Vago from Chula Vista. Who else? Crooks from Indio, Penn West. Gunsmoke from Frisco. Filmo. I got a story about him squabbling up later. That's my man's right there, Gunsmoke. I think Sammy was from Filmo too. No, he was from Frisco, but not Filmo. Capone from EPA. He used to be catting out off that spice. Who else was he? It was a few fools, man. That's all I can really think of off top right now. Like I said, if y'all can remember, Rico, if you see this, let me know in the comments, homie. Who else was there that I'm missing? My boy Dubs. Oh yeah, he looked like Mr. Burns with a ponytail. He was from San Jose. It was a lot of fools there, homie. So I know they remember this incident. Now, we you know, like I said, it's 35-40 minutes outside of Fresno. So they had about 5 Bulldogs there. And they had one dude who used to be a Northerner. Obviously, he wasn't a Northerner no more because he stayed in Jamestown and he went to camp. So I don't know the deal with the Bulldogs. I don't know if they was active or not active. That ain't my business. That ain't my politics. But what I will tell you is they carried themselves like they was active. Now, it was, I'd say about 3 older ones, then it was 2 young ones there. All I know was one of them, his name was D. Yeah, D was the barber from, what is it? Calawa, whatever, something like that. So anyways, everything was going good. Everything was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this they backyard, homie. So they couldn't go out on the fire crews. They had to have all the jobs in camp, because that's a security risk to let them go out into the city. Because when you go out into the city, you're out on the grade, and the grade is pretty much like your job every day. It's like your 9 to 5. You go out there, you might wake up in the morning, you might hike first around the camp or drive somewhere and go hike, and then you'll go work. Now, if you worked in the city, you wouldn't be able to hike that morning because the city, the time you had to go to get the job done and be back at a certain time, so you couldn't do no hiking. But if you had a job somewhere around up in the mountains, it's like all, you know, when you play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas and you go out to like the woods and stuff, that's what it looked like out there. So like I said, the Bulldogs couldn't go out because, you know, they'll recognize that shit. They might take off. There's no police when you go out there, homie. It's just you and the fire captain. Yeah, and I think each crew, depending on which crew you on, might have about 13 to 18 people, something like that. We had the smallest crew. We had about 12, 13 people. And I forgot what that little annual competition is where you got to see who can hike the fastest and cut the most, whatever the shit called. This how long it's been, and I'm glad I forgot all this stuff, homie. But we won it, homie, and we had like 12 people. We had the shortest amount of people in our crew, and we still won the little competition thing. I forgot what it's called, homie. Y'all let me know if y'all ever been to fire camp. So anyways, it was a day just like this, you know. Or I'm getting ahead of myself. This Bulldog showed up. He was the 6th Bulldog. He was young too, but this dude was like a J-Cat. You could tell he was off. And he probably shouldn't even been there. Like, he literally should have been in some type of yard where, you know, he could be on psych meds. And that's the thing that Dubs was talking about in his video about the big riot that happened in Pelican Bay. Ultimately started over, I think, a Wood who had mental issues. But when you come to the yards, when you on GP, I guess people just feel like if it was really that bad, they wouldn't have put you on this yard. So they expect you to conduct yourself like you know better, even if you really don't, homie. And that's the sad part about it. So this dude ends up there and he's being a weirdo, homie. All the other Bulldogs is pretty much like he on his own. Like, I mean, they trying to tell him, you know what I mean? But he act like he understand, and you see him doing weird shit, homie. If you ever had a conversation with him, he is very awkward. He looked like that one dude, the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez. He looked just like him, homie. like when you talk to the dude, it was almost as if nobody was in there. Like he's staring at you, but it's like the lights ain't on, like he's looking right through you. Like this dude was tripping. So he used to be out there practicing karate moves too by himself, homie, and talking to himself. And it's like, these wasn't no real karate moves that you'll be like, hey man, teach me how you do that. This is like, boy, if a riot crack off, you finna get your ass whooped doing that shit, homie. That shit ain't gonna work, homie. So basically the dude was just weird for like a good 3 weeks, maybe a month. He might have lasted a month there. And one day we went out to work. It was raining. It was all gloomy like this, and they were saying it was gonna snow. As a matter of fact, this might have been the first time it snowed up there, because I know I was anticipating it, because I had never been in the snow. And we was sitting there. No, we was at work. We came back from work one day, and I see the police acting weird. You know what I mean? And we go back in our dorms. You know, everybody finna hit the weights and do what we do. And they was like, they got on the speaker and they told us to get on our bunks. And everybody like, man, what the fuck going on? You know what I mean? Like, nigga, like we ain't really paid attention that this dude was missing, homie. And word started to travel down the dorm, because the Bulldogs noticed that old boy was gone. Oh no, as a matter of fact, he might have told one of them that he was leaving, but they didn't really believe the nigga. Like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? Because they used to be on this helmet. Like, basically, like, we gonna have to get on your ass if you keep doing weird shit. So he ended up walking off. Now we starting to see they keep walking through, doing their count. You know what I mean? We just sitting there for a long ass time. We finally go to chow. We come back. We got to stay on our bunks, homie. Hours go by. This dude is nowhere to be found, homie. Like, nowhere, homie. I still don't know to this day what happened. I don't know if he just walked off. I don't know if he used a phone and had somebody come pick him up. I don't know. All I know is we was pretty much confined. We could use the bathroom, take a shower, but we couldn't, no day room, because they got like little day rooms and game rooms. We couldn't go out the dorm and go into them. We had to stay on our bunk all day. Finally, we go to sleep, and then I think like in the middle of the night, man, they had like some special task force come. They was all out looking for this dude. They was interrogating all of us one by one, like, hey, have you ever talked to this dude? And did he say anything? Like weird shit like that. Like, homie, like we was all in on this shit. You know what I mean? So I'd say, you know, weeks go by. Nothing, homie. So we was all laughing like, man, what if that dude wasn't crazy? What if he knew what he was doing the whole time? Whatever. Then eventually, certain motherfuckers like myself start being like, yo, what if this nigga got ate by a mountain lion or something? Like, serious shit, bro. This dude was off. He went walking off. I don't know how this nigga got away. What if he got ate by a mountain lion? They be out there, bro. It's a genuine question, homie. So, I don't know what happened to that dude to this day. I never heard nothing of it. Maybe about 2 months later, I say he went missing like around, I feel like he went missing like around January or February or something like that. And I ended up leaving that camp in May and coming to this camp closer to home. So I don't know whatever happened to that dude, man. If anybody know, let me know in the comments. That was crazy though, man. And then they moved the rest of the Bulldogs out of there. Like, hell nah, y'all breached to security. They felt like they was in on it. Somebody let him use the phone. Maybe he called for a ride. This is too close to y'all backyard. They got them dudes up out of there, homie. So that's the time a Bulldog escaped from fire camp. I see y'all been enjoying the content I put up, the conversations I be having. A lot of good feedback with the Samoan homies. I appreciate y'all. Was a couple weirdos in the comments, but that's with every video. One dude said that we should retire and we got to stop hanging out doing nothing. Like, first of all, everybody got jobs. This is a Saturday. They was barbecuing, having a family event, and we had a conversation at a family event. So I don't know what y'all think about. I could tell y'all not street people and y'all don't know no street people, Cause just because we having a conversation in the front yard, nigga, it's the weekend. We can't have a barbecue, homie, and talk. Like, I don't know. Y'all be having some weird expectations of us. That shit is weird. It's hella corny. Yeah, man, y'all strange, man. Y'all hella strange for some of the stuff y'all be saying. But I'm glad the majority of y'all enjoy it. I just want to hit y'all with something. I did have another conversation, or I do have another conversation with big homie Lackey, talking about the time he did in the feds. The homie did 27 years, got sentenced to 30 years. He had did 12 before that in the state. Or at least he did like 6 and some change out of that 12. But he got a good story too, homie. I'm going to put that out whenever... This shit coming down hard. I'm going to put that out whenever this interview starts to slow down. Right now, it's still going, so I don't want to step on the toes of that. I'm going to put this one out today. But like I said, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Stay tuned, man. 2023, man. We stepping on next, homie. Y'all going to stop sleeping on me and my city. Hoodie from the hood, your friend from that big old chunky end, and I'm out.